Hi, I'm Sutton Foster, and today I am reminiscing about my firsts with ELLE. And before we start, please check out the final season of Younger. I thought, oh, can I really pull off somebody in my 20s?
What, no one wants to hire a 40-year-old has-been? Telling me 26. Are you insane?
I was 39, I think, when I read the script. But then I was like, maybe I could sort of capture the spirit of her, you know? It was sort of like, I think I can pull it off, maybe, and then how cool it would be to work with Darren Star. We were in Liza's Jersey home that she was selling. So I think the very first scene I had to drive the car up. I'm a decent driver, but I have a little bit of anxiety when I drive. I'm sort of a grandma driver. I'm like 10 and 2, 10 and 2. And I was convinced I was gonna barrel over all the entire camera department. And of course I'm driving so slowly. But luckily I didn't, no one was injured in my bad driving. The scene that I keep thinking of is the very first scene where Liza meets Josh at the bar and sort of being seen by this young kid who is interested in her. Not that I relate to that, but all of a sudden it was that was the scene I felt where everything kind of clicked into place for Liza, and maybe for the pilot, for the show.
Are you asking me on a date?
Is that a yes?
I don't know. Let me see that junk shot first. Oh my God. I totally thought that was going to sound flirty, but it came out creepy.
And Nico and I had met that day. We didn't audition together. We didn't know each other at all.
It came out really sexy, if you ask me.
There was just something very magical about that scene and that moment. I've bonded with everybody over different things. They'll shoot all the loft scenes in one day. So it'll just be Debbie and I in Maggie's loft, because we'll get our makeup done at the same time. So we're in the hair and makeup trailer, and we're half asleep at 5 a.m., trying to put our faces on. I think if there's anyone I would want to be, I want to be Debbie Mazar.
I'm tired of all the secrets, Maggie.
Yeah, well, look, I'm tired of skinny jeans, but you just, take a deep breath and hang in there.
With Nico and Peter, we have so many intimate moments together. You can't help but just get close because there's so much trust and respect and stuff. Same with everybody. It's weird. And Hillary and I, when I adopted my daughter, and all of a sudden we were mommies of young kids, and just talking about all of those things. And I crochet. I love to crochet on set. And this year, Molly and Hillary started crocheting, so we had a crochet club. I'm the president. So that was incredibly bonding, and we would all hang out in the office space and crocheting and showing each other what we were working on. It's just been a wonderful, wonderful family. And but I think it's all based out of just there's enormous sort of love and respect for one another. Ooh. Oh gosh. In your 20s, there are a lot of firsts. Maybe your first love, maybe your first apartment, maybe your first major job.
We're gonna be 26-year-old bosses.
There's all these things that you're doing. You're gonna flop around a little bit and flail, and it's all okay.
It's all gonna get better in our 30s.
Yeah.
It's already hard enough, or it's already challenging enough, and you don't have to make it harder in your mind. I feel for me, I was oh my gosh, everything's so stressful. And it's it already is a 10. I don't have to make it a 20,
I feel like such an imposter.
And that it's okay, not to know, and it's okay to ask for help. And it doesn't mean that you're, not a grown up.
I never thought that I would be here at this age.
I definitely never thought I'd be here at this age.
20s are a fumbly, wonderful time. So it's be gentle on yourself. The very first thing I do as soon as they call wrap is I rip off my eyelashes. I love taking baths, no matter what time. Even if it's 4 in the morning, I will take a bath. So I have my whole routine. I have my stack of white washcloths and all of my facial product, my cleansers and stuff. And I light my candle and I take my bath, and I'll have a finger of bourbon, and then I'll go to bed. My mom put me in dance classes when I was 4 years old. And I guess it would have been a dance recital. They put me in the front. I was in the front by myself, and everyone followed me. And I really liked that. Yeah, they created a monster. Right before we performed, Gregory Hines ran across the stage and was and said, "Go get 'em, girls." And I was what? And then I remember the curtain going up and seeing Radio City filled and the magnitude of that.
Jimmy, leave me alone.
And then amazingly, when they said my name,
Sutton Foster.
I was oddly calm. Like I always thought when I was a kid, like I would like practice my Tony Award speech with my hairbrush in my mirror. And I always thought I would be like, and to those boys in 3rd grade who called me monkey face, this is for you. You know, I always thought I would like drag all the haters through the mud or something. But I was oddly just calm and like grateful. And, you know, I don't even really remember crying. I was just kind of stunned. I stayed up till like 4 a.m. and ordered pizza and like laid down in the middle of my apartment in my dress, like, you know, on the floor and like listened to phone messages. And I just didn't want to go to bed because I didn't want the magic to go away. The very first Broadway show I ever saw was Miss Saigon. I was 17. It was my very first time coming to New York City. My mom and dad, like, we got like really good seats and we were like in the orchestra. Like I had seen like touring productions and stuff because I grew up outside of Detroit when I was in high school, and like a lot of the touring shows would come through Detroit, but I had never seen one like on Broadway. I remember being like, it looked like sloppy. This is like a terrible thing to say, but I was like, I think people are marking, like, or not giving it their all, and then I could like see things in the wings and stuff, and I was like, I mean, I've seen a ton of shows obviously since then, but yeah, that first time I was a little like, oh, I thought I had put it on such a pedestal too, so I think I just had such high expectations and was extremely judgmental at 17. I bought like an Armani dress for the opening of Little Women on Broadway. It was like this beautiful silk sort of gown. Yeah, it was like the first time I'd ever spent any money on anything. I don't know if I can fit in it, but I still have it. The only thing I can think of is that I have an apartment that has a washer and dryer. And I was like, I've made it. We knew that it was going to be the last season, but there was something about filming, like we were halfway through this last season, and this season was hard because of COVID, and like we shot during the winter, it was freezing, and there were like all these other additional elements. And I remember Eldo, who does my hair, makeup, was like, he's like, we're halfway through the season, and I was like, oh my gosh, because we were kind of like, oh, I'm so tired, or whatever. And there was like, no, like we have to like savor, even like these days that are hard, like we have to savor it because it's going to be over and we're going to miss it. And like realizing how good we've had it. Nico had wrapped early because he was going to start filming The Walking Dead, and then Hillary wrapped because she was about to give birth, and then Debbie wrapped, and then Molly wrapped. And so I was just like weeping for like 3 weeks leading up to like the final day, saying goodbye to everybody. And then the final night we wrapped at like 4:30 in the morning at 25 degrees outside, you know, on the side of the street in New York City. It was just Peter and I left standing. And I wasn't left with sadness. I was more left with gratitude, I guess. Just feeling like really grateful. Thank you for watching me reveal my firsts with Elle. And remember to catch the final season of Younger. For more videos like this, subscribe to Elle.